So class, we just used the advanced filter, and this is pretty complicated but interesting to do. And now we're going to make slicers. Now slicers are another way for us to filter our data. So let's filter using a slicer. We're going to click on cell F17, and we're going to insert a slicer. So we click on the Insert tab, and then we go over here to where it says Slicer, and click on that. And this first slicer that we want to insert is Customer Type, and we say OK. And here's our slicer. And just pull it up a little bit so it's not on top of our data. And the first thing I want you to do is just notice what's going on in column F. You have all different kinds of information in there. So click on Unknown, and now the only thing showing up in column F are the unknown customers coming from unknown locations. Now if you hold down Control and click on Local, then you see that both unknown and local show up. So you can imagine that you're making a presentation, trying to be persuasive, trying to get a customer to invest in your service or your company. And so if you wanted to add more information to some filtered data, you could use your slicer and kind of dramatically lift your finger off and say, now I just want you to see what's going to happen, and you whip your hand up there in the air and then the other data pops up. You could get dramatic. And as you well know, sometimes it's nicer to watch somebody who has a little flair. All right, so so we added these two things, and now we'll just clear the filter by clicking on that red X, and it brings all the data back in. Okay, so we're going to just drag this up so that all that white space isn't showing, and it looks a little better. Now let's select D12. I don't know why they have us putting our cursors on D12 or whatever, but let's just do it. D12. And this time we're going to filter the home state. I guess why we're doing this is we're inside of the table that we want to filter. Why we have to be on any specific cell, I don't know, but so be it. Alright, so again, we go to Insert tab, and we select Slicer. And this time our slicer is going to be for home state. And we say OK. Now, there's 50 states, so this one is kind of cramped. You have to scroll up and down to see which state you want to really work with. And so what we'll do is we'll fix this up a little bit. So let's right-click it and select at this point we're going to select Slicer Settings, and instead of home underscore state, just take that little underscore out so it looks more like the normal words, and say OK to that. Alright, then we're going to right-click this slicer again, and this time we're going to select Size and Properties, and over here on the right-hand side we'll click on Position and Layout, and instead of column number 1, we're going to click this up to 3, so that looks a little better. And then you can make it large enough so that you can see all of them, all of the states, without having to scroll up and down. And then we're going to take care of the other slicer similarly. So let's right-click the Customer Type slicer and go down to Slicer Settings and change the name to Customer. So spell out Customer, take that underscore off, and that's good to go. Okay, so in this customer type slicer, we're going to click on Mix. And now you notice that it actually also filters the states. Once we click Mixed, then only the states that have mixed people coming in, customer type coming in, show up. So that's kind of nice. Now, in the home state slicer, click Arizona, California, and Texas. After you click Arizona, you have to hold down Control in order to add other states. So hold down Control, and select California, and then select Texas. And then when you bring your cursor off of that, you see only the people that come in from these three states. Okay. Now, to further customize your slicers, click the customer type slicer. And then under the slicer options tools contextual tab, we're going to just get the right color for this so it matches everything else. So select more, and then under dark, it's this kind of dark red that we want, and do the same thing for the other one. Select the other slicer and then pick that dark style. All right, so this is really the exact halfway point for our work, and what I want to do at this point is call it. And so I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Again, I apologize for not being able to be there with you tomorrow on Tuesday, but I know that you will spend the time with Excel. Have a great holiday today. Bye.